Sometimes in preparing your case for trial, or when we go to trial, we may need to involve an expert witness. So expert witnesses generally kind of fall into two categories. One in relation to liability, meaning this is somebody in a particular field of expertise that's helping us or helping the jury figure out who's at fault for this accident. The other category is a medical expert witness, which usually is being used to help us or help the jury understand whether this injury was caused by the event that we're suing over or whether it aggravated a pre-existing condition. So let's start with the first category. We have had to hire in the past, for instance, accident reconstructionists or toxicologists, sometimes engineers to prove, perhaps to maybe examine a headlight to figure out if there's certain particles and certain mechanical evidence to suggest that a headlight was on at the moment of impact. Because, of course, as Murphy Law has it, the headlights always break when there's a fight about whether the headlights are on. You know, they always break in the accident. But there's actually experts that we can hire to examine the evidence and make a real scientific opinion, an accurate scientific opinion about whether that headlight was on to begin with. And so sometimes accidents aren't super clear, just like a rear-end accident. Sometimes they're a little more challenging to figure out who was at fault for this accident. And sometimes there's two different versions of what happened, our client's version and the other person's version. And so an accident reconstructionist can take certain measurements, examine the scene, they can measure crutch depth, for instance, examine photographs, weigh vehicles, and use all of those calculations and scientific evidence to figure out things like speed or angles, which help us understand if maybe somebody was really U-turning when they said that they were just left turning. So, you know, there are experts in all kinds of different fields that can help us understand who is at fault for the accident. Or for instance, like a toxicologist that helps us determine how impaired a drunk driver was. So then there are also the medical experts. Now a lot of times medical experts are just the doctors who have been treating our clients all along. They are experts in their field. They've been doing spine surgery or whatever it may be for years and years and years, and they have certain credentials that allow them to be considered not just the person who's been treating all along, but they are truly an expert. And so they'll come into court and discuss, again, like I explained earlier, a lot of times their opinion on maybe whether this injury or the injuries were caused by the car accident or the fall or whatever the event is that injured our client. Also, sometimes they discuss the permanency of those injuries, whether they are or are not permanent, and if so, or even if not, whether this person is going to need medical care in the future and what we expect that to be. So experts are often necessary in trial, and they can be really, really helpful.